Since hyper-ethnocentric black people and white guilt-ridden liberals see racism everywhere, imagining it around every corner, they're not even happy when films depict a black person possessing a unique quality that's used to help others who happen to be white. That's what they call employing the magical N-word trope. I can't even say it or they'll lose their mind. You know how they are about hearing white people use certain words.
Said that if that Hunter Biden laptop story
have any arguments against that right now. And I want to see how it goes. I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered. We only 22 minutes in, brother. We are not triggered. Let's
trope. I can't even say it or they'll lose their mind. You know how they are about hearing white people use certain words. That's how bad black fragility has gotten. But that's what they call it, the magical N-word trope. And Spike Lee once went off over the legend of Bagger Vance because Will Smith's character comes to help Matt Damon win a golf tournament that takes place in Georgia in the 1930s. It's an inspirational movie which uses golf as a vehicle to tell the story. I won't spoil the ending in case you haven't seen it because it's pretty good, but Spike Lee couldn't enjoy it, saying blacks are getting lynched left and right, and Bagger Vance is more concerned about improving Matt Damon's golf swing. How dare someone make a movie with a black character that's not about slavery, and especially where...
I'm with him so far. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm with him so far. I hate that, man. Like, I can't even enjoy a goddamn movie without somebody bringing up 1619. Huh? I get it. We want to discuss things that are real to you, all right? I can't believe he worrying about his dad going golf swing when he all enslaving people. He enslaving my people. I refuse to watch this. We need to protest. All right. No, okay, man, take it seriously. I'm back.
A black person helps a white person. Spike Lee called Will Smith's character a happy slave, even though he was a free man since slavery ended 65 years before the story takes place and had nothing to do with the plot whatsoever.
Wow. How you gonna do that, Spike? Come on, man. What happened to you can't bring another brother down? What happened to that? Last I thought, if you're gonna go by the whole black love, all that other stuff, hey, this is what I'm telling you. Hating on another black dude for the way he decides to do business or what he looks at as art and what he considers to be something that's entertaining and could potentially, positively affect anyone who watches his art. Yo, you putting him down simply because he don't have the same thinking as you, and that's trash. He should be holding him accountable. I can't believe he gonna play a happy slave. You happy slave?
Whoopi Goldberg's character in Ghost has been criticized as a magical N-word because she helps the spirit of Patrick Swayze communicate with his widow after he dies. I guess she should have lectured him about his white privilege instead.
Well, she would now. You talking about The View? Whoopi. The View Whoopi would. The View Whoopi definitely would. Hold on. Wasn't Whoopi married to a white man? No, I got the wrong person.
Michael Clark Duncan's character in The Green Mile also upset some black people because he has the power to heal sickness and disease and ends up using his ability on several white people who work in a prison.
You're supposed to be killing the police, brother. You know we don't like the police. We're on F12. F12, and you out there helping these ass. I have a question for y'all. How many of you, show of hands or comments inside the comment section, are triggered or find it disrespectful to be called a... Please answer that in the comments. I really want to know. Because I don't know if white people are actually offended by that. So far, I've heard that people are not offended by that. All right? That white people are not offended by that word. But be honest with me. If you are, if it triggers you some type of way, let me know in the comments, please.
Where he's being held despite being on death row for a crime he didn't commit. It seems some people hate whites so bad that they can't stand to see a black person do anything nice to them. No good deed goes unpunished, as the saying goes, and when well-meaning Hollywood studios produce films of white people helping black people, that too is criticized as being a racist trope called the white savior narrative.
White savior complex. When a white white man wants to help a black man because the white man feel like the black man need him. Black man don't know where the DMV is. He can't get his ID, so he can't vote. I got to help him out. I got to be the white man to save the day. I got to go save the day. I got to go get in front of the cameras and say, come on, how can they vote on time? Yeah, if how can they register to vote if not all of them got IDs? They don't know where to get an ID. They don't know how to drive. They don't know what a car look like. Last time they heard a picture go click, they jumped. PTSD. They thought it was a gunshot. That's how dumb we start sounding after a while, man. It's ridiculous.
In Finding Forrester, Sean Connery's character is a reclusive but well-known writer who crosses paths with a black teen who plays basketball in the courts across the street from his apartment. Connery learns the kid has a gift for writing, and he helps to encourage that. And later the boy is accused of plagiarism because his teacher doesn't think that he has the ability to write as well as he does, but Connery vouches for him in a surprise appearance at the school, preventing him from failing the class. That's racist because the white savior comes to the rescue of a black person.
Yeah, you should have just let him go down. You should have let that brilliant writer be kicked out of school. That's what you should have done. It would have made him tough. It would have made him appreciate the fact that he is oppressed and that he is still a slave, although he has the ability to write. Don't nobody, the white man don't care about you being able to write. What? That paper ain't worth nothing until you put what? Huh? The paper is white. It ain't nothing until you put what? Black ink. Huh? Black ink. You better put, if you can't put that black ink, then the white man trying to save you. That's what you get, brother. You need to keep your black ink to yourself. Stop putting it on there white paper. Huh? Being a writer. Huh? What you mean? When you want to write?
Considered to be
I promise y'all I'm not crazy.
a white savior for taking in a black homeless kid named Big Mike, who becomes a football star thanks to her help.
Don't say anything about Michelle Obama either. Okay.
One critic said that The Blind Side peddles the most insidious kind of racism, one in which whiteys, that's what the critic called white people, whiteys are virtuous saviors, coming to the rescue of blacks who become superfluous in narratives that are supposed to be about them. Others attacked the film because they felt it depicted Sandra Bullock saving Big Mike from...
Oh man, I remember when she was in Pretty Woman. Oh my God. Was it Sandra Bullock? No, it wasn't Sandra Bullock. She was in the detective one. Julia Roberts was in Pretty Woman. Never mind.
Inner city black people who were poor and violent. Apparently, they would have been happier if she just left him to waste away in the ghetto. White people are often damned if they do, damned if they don't. Other popular films liberals got upset about because they feature white saviors are Dangerous Minds, because a white teacher helps educate black and Latino students in a poverty-stricken part of the city. And even Gran Torino, because Clint Eastwood helps his Asian neighbors fight against a black gang in Detroit.
You feeling lucky, punk? Well, are you? Punk, are you feeling lucky? Pow, pow, pow.
Cool Runnings, a film about a Jamaican bobsled team, was attacked because the Jamaicans wouldn't have made it to the Olympics without the white savior, John Candy, their trainer. Even Avatar has been accused of this since a white character using a remote control avatar of an alien body helps the alien race save their planet from human invaders looking to take their natural resources. In the 1980s, Different Strokes was...
Oh man, that's why I knew this one right here was going to be show. I knew he was going to show this joint. And next he's going to show Webster.
A popular sitcom about a rich white man living in Manhattan who adopts two black orphans from Harlem. At the time, the series covered a lot of serious issues, like racism, drug use, and even child abuse. But today, some see it as another example of a white savior plot. One online magazine even included Different Strokes on its 50 most racist TV shows list.
What? Are you kidding me? Come on, bro. Maybe I'm just so disconnected from reality. Is that it, black people? Black people, am I just disconnected from reality or something? Because I don't look at this TV show as, I guess I will have to look into it, to look into the weeds of it, because from face value and from just an entertainment point of view, I don't see that. I just don't see it, man. They don't know what to say, man.
It seems nothing can make black identity extremists happy. Well, except hating white people. They do enjoy that. In a black revenge fantasy called Trackable, a neo-Nazi is sent...
I want to repeat it myself, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm not, because I will say it with so much gumption and just character. You know what I mean? I just know I will really bring it home when I say it. You know what I mean? With not trying to offend or anything. I'm just saying. Listen to how Mark Dyke said. He said it was, the power.
Neo-Nazi is sent to a parallel universe that takes place in the 1800s, where whites are slaves and black people are in control of America. Of course, being an anti-white slur that angry blacks love to call white people, a ghettoized derivative of. In the trailer for the film,
A ghettoized version of.
Before the Nazi is transported back to the alternative reality, he and his friends attack a random black man, and his car is shown to have a Trump 2020 bumper sticker on it.
Just like Juicy Smouye. Juicy Smouye. I don't know why the Trump supporters are always the ones that want to catch you outside of the subway at 2 o'clock in the morning and beat you up while wearing MAGA hats and yelling racial slurs and pouring bleach on your dingling.
The film's slogan is, "You stole our freedom, now we steal yours." It clearly isn't meant to put whites in the shoes of blacks and make them reflect on the injustices of the past. Instead, is a violent black revenge fantasy. Posts on the official Facebook page are filled with anti-white rhetoric like, "You're in our world now." Trayvon Martin's mom endorsed the series, saying that she applauds the bravery and vision of the producers. Sometimes when popular novels are made into movies, now the studios feel they need to add some anti-whiteism to remind the audience how terrible white people are. When Tom Clancy's best-selling book, The Sum of All Fears, was turned into a film starring Morgan Freeman and Ben Affleck, the plot was changed from Palestinian terrorists trying to dupe the United States and Russia.
You want to know what's funny? What's wild is that movie didn't even make it to my doorstep. It didn't make it to my TV. It didn't, and I like watching like black movies, so to speak. I grew up, that's my flavor. I grew up watching a whole bunch of black TV, black this, black that, being taught that black everything is just where it's at, you know what I mean? But y'all saw Bobby knowing Julia Roberts, and my wife and I, we like to watch everything. All right. As a matter of fact, when I was younger, and it still surprised people, two of my favorite movies back in the day was Navigator. I don't know if y'all remember that one. And Howard the Duck. Yep.
Into a nuclear war because of the United States support for Israel, to a story about white supremacists trying to trick the two superpowers into a war so they could build a whites-only Europe.
Whites-only Europe.
The movie was so different from the book that when Tom Clancy introduced himself on the DVD commentary, he said that he was the person who wrote the book that the producers ignored. When the Watchmen comic book was turned into a television series on HBO, of all the villains the superheroes could have been fighting, the producers decided to have them tackle the problems brought about by white supremacist forces. The series creator said, in a traditional superhero movie, the good guys are fighting the aliens, and when they beat the aliens go back to their planet and everybody wins, but there's no defeating white supremacists. And so it's the perfect, formidable foe for a series. It kicked off depicting the Tulsa race riots of 1921, where mobs of blacks and whites fought and killed each other after a black man was arrested for assaulting a white woman. And a group of armed black men came to the jail out of concern that he had been lynched, which he hadn't, by the way. The series started with this to set the stage that not much has changed in the United States, and black people are still supposedly being on a regular basis. The show revolves around a modern...
Through social media, through economic, y'all not giving us the same opportunities.
Modern day fictional white supremacist group in Tulsa, Oklahoma called the 7th Cavalry, who wage war against the local police because the city decided to pay reparations to black people. And in order to protect themselves from the evil white the police hide their identities by wearing masks and costumes.
Antifa.
The original Watchmen comic book series and the 2009 movie depicted the vigilante superheroes fighting crime at the height of the Cold War between the United States and Soviet Union. And obviously many fans were disappointed in the HBO series, turning them into social justice warriors because it has about a 50% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which critics then blamed on alt-right trolls who didn't want to confront the imaginary systemic white supremacy in America. There's There's so much more about the entertainment industry and the
Go order this book called Hollywood Propaganda, How TV, Movies, and Music Shape Our Culture. Make sure y'all do that. And the link to this video is right below inside of the description. I was not triggered, and I hope you were not as well. Love y'all, man. We need to start loving more. That'll fix all this stuff. People only make this type of content to try to scare people, to try to bring people to a dark space. They try to cover it under the guise of education. I'm informing you so that your third eye will be open, and if history always repeats itself and all that other bull sugar honey iced tea. Yeah. Maybe you're trying to establish yourself as a deep thinker. You're super, super provocative with your thoughts, and you want people to understand how far they've come, but you want them to always look back into that moment so it can ignite something whenever the time is right, whenever that time comes that you believe is going to happen. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.